Texture of food vocabulary plus conversation. First one is creamy. Food that is creamy has a soft smooth texture, or food or drink that is creamy contains a lot of cream or milk. For example, rabdi is the classic Indian dessert that's rich and creamy. Next is crumbly. Something crumbly is easily broken into a lot of little pieces. For example, the cheese is crumbly and moist. Next is flaky, usually used to describe a pastry with many layers. For example, I love to eat flaky palmier puff pastry biscuits. Next is crispy. Crispy food is thin, dry, and easily broken, having a crisp outer layer. For example, air fryer potato chips are super crispy and easy to make. Next is crunchy. Food that is crunchy is pleasantly hard or crisp so that it makes a noise when you eat it. For example, crunchy dry fruits are a healthy option for snacks. Next is chewy. If food is chewy, it needs to be chewed a lot before it becomes soft enough to swallow. For example, these pretzels are soft and chewy in the middle. Next is glaze. In cooking, a glaze is a glossy, translucent coating applied to the outer surface of a dish by dipping, dripping, or using a brush dot. For example, this is homemade soft and fluffy glazed donuts. Next is greasy. Greasy foods that are fried or cooked with excess oils. Example, you have to eat salad for lunch instead of greasy food. Next is tender. Tender food is soft and easy to cut and eat. For example, cook the vegetables until tender. Next is ripe. Ripe fruit or grain is fully grown and ready to eat. For example, these mangoes are ripe. Next is raw. Raw food is food that is eaten uncooked, that has not yet been cooked, or that has not been cooked enough. For example, cabbage can be eaten raw. Next is rotten. Food that tastes bad and can no longer be used. For example, this fish is rotten, you must not eat it. And last one is juicy. If food is juicy, it has a lot of juice in it and is very enjoyable to eat. For example, this juicy garlic butter chicken is perfect for a quick and easy midweek dinner. Let's see how to use these vocabularies in daily life English conversation.
Ruby, have you ever thought about how different textures of food can affect our enjoyment of a dish?
Yes, definitely. Creamy, crispy, crunchy, and chewy foods can all add a unique element to a dish. What's your favorite texture?
I love creamy textures, like a rabri or a smooth cheesecake. But I also appreciate a nice crispy texture, like fried chicken or shrimp. How about you?
I'm a big fan of crunchy textures, like a good baguette or fresh carrot sticks. But I also enjoy chewy foods, like brownies.
I think the different textures can also add variety to a meal.
Yes, and I think it's also important to balance the textures in a dish.